I'm going to give you guys the exact 9-step system that I use every single day in the markets that has allowed me to make $1,000 a day consistently. So this is no muff, no fluff. I'm going to give you guys everything that you are going to need to start making consistent profits in the markets. So we're taking all of the guesswork out of the charts and making it a strategic system that you can execute on, just like members in our VIP are able to capitalize using this exact system that we're teaching. And we trade live with our members every single day, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the VIP. So pull out your pen, your paper, because you're going to want to take notes and write everything down. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys the tools that you need to start making consistent profits in the markets. And I'm going to hold you guys' hand and walk you through step by step each and every phase of this system, every tool that you're going to need, and how we utilize this system in the live markets with our pre-market prep and then our actual live trading session with our VIP members. I'm telling you, you're going to want to watch this video all the way through. So the first thing that we have to do before we take any trades is wait for the New York session. This is going to be 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we're actually going to be looking to take our entries. So I'm going to give you guys a tool that's going to make spotting the New York session 100 times easier, and you won't have to guess. So you can see here that this blue box indicates the New York session. We want to make sure that we're trading inside of this blue box. So how you get it is you'll head over here to the indicators tab. Once you get over to the indicators tab in the search bar, you want to look up FX market sessions. Once you do, make sure you hit this favorite here so that it shows up in your favorites list. Then you want to double click on the session. You want to make sure that you uncheck the London session. You have the New York session checked. You uncheck this Tokyo session, and then you uncheck the Sydney session. And I also changed my New York session to being this color blue instead of the orange that is the default color, because, you know, it fits the vibe of my chart a little bit better. But you can play around with the color. It's just important that you have only the New York session checked, and you want to set history. You can go ahead and set it for 100. This is going to show you the previous 100 New York sessions, and then go ahead and hit OK. Now you're going to have this box here that's going to indicate every New York session, and all you're going to have to do to get it is just hit your indicators tab and then click on FX market session. That way you're sure to wait for the New York session. This is super crucial. Only trade during that 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. And doing just any of these steps wrong can result in a loss, and you do not want that. So we want to make sure that we abide by each and every step like our life depends on it. The second thing that we want to do is check MyFX book for any news events during the sesh. This is going to help us to spot potential volatility. And you guys are going to see in the pre-market prep that we did that it was actually NFP. So NFP is a high volume news event that we have at the first Friday of every month. And this particular day we had NFP, and we knew that coming into the markets. This is going to be super crucial because it helps to spot our potential volatility, like I said, and we need volume to capitalize in the markets. We need volume, right? So how do we do that? We go to MyFX book, we go to economic calendar, check for the news. Then what is the next thing we want to do? We want to identify the 4-hour direction. So on our 4-hour time frame, is price moving bullish or bearish? And we're actually going to take a look at the free pre-market prep that we do every single day at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And this is where I break down exactly what I'm looking for in the markets before we actually trade live with the VIP. In order to trade live with me, you have to join the VIP, but we do these free pre-market preps every single day at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you subscribe and hit the bell icon, you will be notified for every single session. So we're going to take a look at how I actually identify these 4-hour time frame structures during these pre-market preps. Now, if we take a look here at the NQ, we got a bullish push here, and likewise of what we expect coming into the day, you know, NQ targeting these all-time highs up here at this 22.93. So what I just indicated is very important. Price push extremely bullish during the NFP release. That was identifying that our volume was in fact bullish, and it was likely that we went ahead and broke through these all-time highs. Now, what we can expect going forward is if we break through these all-time highs, price can continue pushing bullish. That means we'll be looking for buys. Remember, I told you guys to keep an eye out for solid hold numbers. So 22,900 was our key solid hold number. Once we get into these all-time highs, another targeted number is this 23,000 level here. So definitely anticipating a steeper bullish move up. So there's two things that I really want you to pay attention to here. The NASDAQ is in all-time highs. This means that we have no previous market structure to our left-hand side. Now, what that means is we don't have any specific targets that we can look for. So what do we do in times of all-time highs? We look to target solid whole numbers. These are going to be psychological numbers in the markets that we're going to look for price to go to. And a solid whole number that we were looking for on Friday was this solid 23,000 level up here. That was an area of interest where we were looking for price to push towards. So the next step in the strategy is to identify whether we're going to be taking a continuation trade or a correction based trade. Now for this specific trade, we were taking a continuation based trade. And now how we take these two trades are a little bit different. And it comes in how we set our take profit. For continuation based trades, we want to set our take profit for a break of the low or the high, and a correction based trade for a supply or demand key zone. Now I made a full video on how we take correction based trades, and if you want to watch it, you can click the link down in the description to watch that video. But for today's trade, we were looking for a continuation based trade, which means we were going to be looking for a break of a high and target that for our take profit. And in this case, which is a special case, we're going to be targeting that solid 23,000 whole number, which price has not quite targeted yet. Now, what is the next step? We want to dial down to our 15-minute, our 5-minute, and our 1-minute time frame and identify our key zone. Now, it could be the 15-minute time frame, it could be the 5-minute time frame, or the 1-minute time frame. It doesn't have to be all of them, but we want to make sure that we at least start with our 15-minute time frame. And if we can't see the structure there, we'll scale it down to the 5-minute and then scale it down to the 1-minute. In this particular circumstance, we take a look at the 15-minute time frame, and if you look at this 15-minute time frame here, you can see we got that bullish impulsive move up during the NFP release. This was a great solid move. Then price formed a corrective structure to the downside. So now I want to dial down to our lower time frame and wait for our lower time frame to confirm that price is in fact moving bullish. Now we had a high get created here, a correction, and then price created a new high up here, confirming that this is still in a bullish trend and we can scale in on buys. So where are we looking for price to retest? The previous high that got created. Once we tap into this level, we go into our next step. So the next step is to wait for price to retest our key zone. Once price retests our key zone, then we want to move to step number 6. We want to enter after the retest of our key level at a supply and demand zone with the signal candle. The signal candle is very, very important. So you're asking me, Kai, what is the signal candle? I got you. Don't worry. So our signal candle is going to be a 5-minute bullish candle close at our key area of resistance. Now, this is going to be the indication that we can look to take our entry, but we don't want to just take our entry after this candle close. We actually want to dial then down to the 1-minute time frame. And on the 1-minute time frame, we want to scale in after the first 1-minute bullish candle following that 5-minute bullish candle close. So the first bullish candle following that 5-minute bullish candle close was right here. Then what we do, we set our stop loss below the low of our current 5-minute candle, anticipating that to be the lowest point. And I'm going to show you how we did this with the live trade that we took in the VIP. Like I said, we take these trades every single day at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We are trading live with our VIP members. And so if you want to join the VIP, you want to trade live with me, you don't want to be guessing anymore about what the markets is doing, you want to have a solid structure and execute with confidence, join the VIP. This is going to be the best thing for you in terms of growing. We have members consistently eating on these live trading sessions. You guys do not want to miss out.
Buys, just took buys here on the NASDAQ, looking for a bullish continuation. Want to see a break of these highs up here. 5-minute candle just closed bullish.
So notice I got in as price began to break out here, setting my stops below the low, anticipating for a steeper bullish move to the upside, looking to target a 23,000 level. I have my sell limit set pretty high up here just in case price pushes through this area. I don't want to get taken out exactly at that level, but I'm going to show you guys how we actually scale out of these trades in this video.
All right, we want to see about a wicked fill for this to start running up.
So, want to stop it right here again. Why I said I wanted to see a bottom wick and fill from this point up, you can see how our 5-minute candle is closing. Our previous 5-minute candle just closed bullish. That means that it is anticipated that price will continue to keep pushing bullish from this moment here, right? We're expecting that when price breaks this area to break with some volume.
We get a break above this high here, Joe, we can move stops to break even.
So notice I just said, as we break that high, we can move stops to break even. Why this is for two reasons. One, it is one of the next steps in our list. So you can see after we take our entry, we want to set our stop loss safely above or below our confirmation candle. We did that. And then number 8, set stop loss to break even at a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now I say a 1-to-1 risk to reward, but generally you want to move your stops to break even once you get a high or a low taken out. That is a good indication that price can continue pushing bullish. So let's dive back into the actual trade. Dealing with a little bit of drawdown, that's no problem. And then we get this bullish spike. As soon as we got that bullish spike, move stops to break even.
From here, she should just go. I got an alert set at this 23,000 high.
So what I just said there is also important. Setting an alert at your area of interest, at your target. So this is going to be super crucial so that you don't miss out when price comes to your area of interest, whether you're looking to buy or sell at this area or you're looking to just take your profits. Always set an alert so that you can be notified when it's time to get in or when it's time to get out.
That's where our take profit is going to be. And we'll just scale out after the first 1-minute candle following that high break, or the first 1-minute bearish candle close following that high break, that high hit.
So what I just said there is once we hit this 23,000 level, which is our target profit, we're going to scale out of our trade, not when that area is hit, but when we get our first bearish candle to close, identifying that price potentially can be reversing, right? And we always generally want to set this to around a 1-to-2 risk to reward. So once we get to about a 1-to-2 risk to reward on our trade, then at any moment after that, we can be potentially looking to scale out. I don't scale out before the 1-to-2 risk to reward, but at that 1-to-2 risk to reward is where we want to be looking to scale out at. And that is if price starts to show signs of reversing at this area. If price doesn't, we're going to keep it and hold it and let it go.
Okay. So now what we do is we scale out after the first 1-minute bearish candle close. We're going to trail this. All right, I'm out.
So notice how we have a 1-minute candle close bearish. I actually scaled out on the bullish push of the next 1-minute candle. Price did in fact continue pushing bullish, and we could take a look here at just how bullish price really was. If you take a look at the trade, we scaled out at that around that 23,000 level, but you can see price continued pushing bullish throughout our session. But not only that, but we had members able to capitalize on this extra leg of this move utilizing the same exact market system. I had a member take this high with a stops below the low following that 5-minute candle bullish candle closure. You can see we had that bullish candle closure here. He ended up scaling in for that continuation, making about a 1-to-3 risk to reward on that trade, which gave him over $1,000 profit on a 25K account. I'm telling you guys, if you show up for these pre-market preps, you utilize this strategy, you execute every single day and join the VIP, you guys will be able to capitalize on these exact moves with me every single day at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm telling you, this is not guessing work. This is a proven system, and members in our group are getting real results. So for those of you who want to join the VIP, again, you can join the VIP in the link down in the description. And if you guys got any value out of this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you write down every single step of this system because it is going to be super crucial. Make sure that you have it in front of you so that you can utilize it when you're executing in the markets. And I will catch you guys in the next video.